The 1971 through 1973 Mustang has a very polarizing design. It looked nothing like the Mustangs that had come before it, nor the Mustangs that came after it. Bunkie Knudsen, Ford's new president and former Pontiac executive, felt that a larger car, at roughly the same price, would provide a better value to the customer, and Knudsen wanted to deliver for Ford in a big way. Now, September of 1969, Knudsen was let go, and that's a full year before this car came out. However, the die had been cast, literally, the sheet metal had been stamped, so this car was going to be delivered the way Knudsen envisioned it. Today we take a look at the 71 through 1973 Mustang and see if Knudsen was correct on his thoughts. One disclaimer, I covered the 1971 Boss 351 in a video a couple of weeks back, so that's not going to be in today's video. With that out of the way, let's get to it.
You know, Mustang pioneered a whole new breed of cars, personal, sporty cars that could bring out a completely new personality in you. Now for 1971, Mustang is something else. Oh, it's still the leader, but with more flair and elegance than ever. This is our lowest priced Mustang, the two-door hardtop. It has a new wider stance, which means terrific handling. And best part, it's not a lot of money. Here's the new Mustang Grande. A vinyl roof. A real personal luxury look. Inside, it's plush, roomy, with a great new instrument panel, console, and some fine new options to choose from. How's this for European flair? The new Mach 1 has air scoops, a 302 V8, racing mirrors, and just about the swiftest roofline around. Why don't you road test one of our new Mustangs? Ford gives you better ideas.
The 1971 Mustang was released in September of 1970 as a 1971 model. It looked nothing like the cars that had come before it. It was styled to look long, low, and wide. Every dimension of the Mustang increased with the exception of height, which was lowered a half inch. It was 2 inches longer and 2.4 inches wider than the 1970 Mustang. The wheelbase had gained an inch, and on average it was 400 pounds heavier than a 70 model with a similar powertrain. The 1971 Mustang was available in 3 different body styles: the hardtop, the sports roof, and the convertible. The front of the car featured a long swooping hood that extended over the cowl and hid the wipers underneath, and the angle of the windshield was increased. The sides of the car featured a higher belt line. This swept behind the door, and the door handles were now flush. A Ford bodyline crease, which ran from the front headlamps, extended to the rear wheel lip openings. The rear of the car featured 3 different quarter panels for the hardtop, convertible, and sports roof. The hardtop rear roof quarters showcased a flying buttress look with a more vertical rear windshield. The convertible simply did away with the roofline sheet metal altogether, while the sports roof extended the rooflines all the way to the taillight panel and featured a long, near horizontal rear windshield. The taillight panel featured the tri-bar taillights with a more rounded appearance and a center fuel filler cap. Ford revised the Mustang steering geometry, giving it flatter cornering. The power steering setup was revised as well, with the power assist system, its control valve, and boost cylinder being replaced with an integral power steering box. The base engine for 1970 was the 145 horsepower, 250 cubic inch straight 6-cylinder. Optional engines included the 210 horsepower, 302 cubic inch 2-barrel V8, the 240 horsepower, 351 cubic inch Cleveland 2-barrel V8, the 285 horsepower, 351 cubic inch 4-barrel V8, the 330 horsepower, 351 HO V8, which was available only in the Boss 351, and the 370 horsepower, 429 cubic inch Cobra Jet V8 with or without ram air. The straight 6 and the 2-barrel V8s could be paired to a 3-speed manual transmission, while the higher horsepower V8s could be paired to a 4-speed manual, and all but the Boss 351 could be paired to a select shift automatic transmission. The model lineup included the standard Mustang, which is available in all body styles, the upscale Mustang Grande, which was only available as a hardtop, and the Performance Mach 1, which was only available as a sports roof. Standard features on any 71 Mustang included a floor-mounted shift lever, a mini console with an ashtray, courtesy lamps, high back bucket seats, and a glove box. Upgrading to the Grande added luxury cloth and vinyl seat trim, molded door trim panels with integral handles, armrests and courtesy lights, an electric clock, dual color keyed racing mirrors, remote left-hand mirror, body side paint stripes, a vinyl roof, wheel covers, rocker panel moldings, wheel lip moldings, and a bright weather strip retainer. Ordering a Mach 1 delivered a standard 302 2-barrel V8 with 3-speed manual transmission. A choice of hoods with or without aero-style hood scoops, E70 14-inch wide oval tires, color-keyed front bumper, a honeycomb grille with driving lamps, dual color-keyed racing mirrors, a honeycomb back panel applique, dual exhaust, a pop-open gas cap, Mach 1 fender decals, black or argent lower body, front and rear valance panels, the competition suspension, and a rear tape stripe with Mach 1 decals. Popular options for any Mustang included a heavy-duty battery, the extra cooling package, front and rear bumper guards, tinted glass, a 3-spoke rim-blow steering wheel, intermittent wipers, a tilt steering wheel, an electric clock, multiple wheel covers or Magnum 500 wheels, and dual racing mirrors. Popular options for the sports roof included the sports deck rear seat or fold-down rear seat, a rear deck spoiler, and many Mach 1 owners ordered the dual body side tape stripes, or we know them as hockey stick stripes. Performance engine-equipped cars could be ordered with the Ram Air option, while those selecting the 429 Cobra Jet could order the drag pack, which included a high-lift cam with mechanical lifters, a modified crankshaft, cap screw connecting rods, a vibration dampener, and a locking differential with either a traction lock with a 3.91:1 ratio or a Detroit locker with a 411:1 ratio. The automotive press was mostly kind to the 1971 Mustang. Most noted that the handling had improved, even though it was a larger and heavier car. A majority of the press fleet consisted of either the 429 CJ Mach 1 or a Boss 351, with the latter recording sub 6 seconds 0 to 60 times and crossing the quarter mile in the high 13-second range. The American public, however, wasn't as enthusiastic. Ford dealers delivered 151,484 Mustangs for the 1971 model year. This was 40,000 fewer than the year prior. Numbers consisted of 65,696 coupes, 17,406 Grandes, 23,956 sports roofs, 36,499 Mach 1s, 6,121 convertibles, and 1,806 Boss 351s. 1972 brought a few changes to the Mustang. The Boss 351 and the 429 Cobra Jet engines were dropped from the engine lineup. All the remaining engines saw a drop in compression in order to meet increasing environmental standards. This left the lower compression 266 horsepower, 351 cubic inch Cleveland 4-barrel V8 as the top performance engine. This was until the middle of the production year when Ford offered a slightly detuned version of the Boss 351 called the 351HO. This engine developed 275 horsepower and was added to the option list for all Mustang body styles. The 351HO came with 4-bolt main bearings, a nodular crankshaft, forged rods, a solid lifter camshaft, aluminum valve covers, a dual-point distributor, an aluminum intake, a rev limiter, and an Autolite 4300D spread-bore 4-barrel carburetor. If you ordered an R-code 351HO equipped car, you received the Hurst-shifted top-loader 4-speed. These cars were also equipped with the competition suspension with staggered rear shocks and dual exhaust. The Sprint Edition was released as a tribute to the 1972 U.S. Olympic team. It was offered on Mustangs, Pintos, and Mavericks. The 1972 Mustang Sprint promotion was a limited edition of only 9,383 sports roofs, coupes, and convertibles, all with a red, white, and blue color scheme for both the exterior and interior styling. There are no other changes of note. Sales numbers for the Mustang were down again, with Ford dealers delivering 125,813 Mustangs for the 1972 model year. This consisted of 57,350 coupes, 18,045 Grandes, 16,622 sports roofs, 27,675 Mach 1s, 6,121 convertibles, and in case anyone is wondering, there were 398 1972 R-code 351HO Mustangs built. 1973 brought a mild restyle to the Mustang. New government safety standards called for 5-mile-per-hour impact-resistant front bumpers. Ford added a large urethane front bumper and a new grille with vertical turn signals as the new bumper covered the previous location. The Mach 1 decals changed to become longer, wider, and ride lower on the car. The Mach 1 callout was now cut out of this decal and became body color. It was moved from the front left fender to the lower rear quarter panel. The hockey stripe decals from the previous 2 years' Mach 1s became an option for hardtops convertibles when ordering the exterior decor group. The Magnum 500 wheels were no longer an option and were replaced with an aluminum 5-hole slotted wheel. The 351HO was dropped as an option. There were no other changes of note. Sales of the Mustang ticked up slightly, with Ford dealers delivering 134,867 Mustangs for the 1973 model year. This was comprised of 51,480 coupes, 25,274 Grandes, 10,820 sports roofs, 35,440 Mach 1s, and 11,853 convertibles. The 1972 Mustang 351HO would be the last performance car that Ford would offer to the general public for the better part of a decade. The car that came after this, the Mustang II, while it may have done really well sales-wise, it certainly couldn't be considered a performance car. I know talking about the size of these cars is a touchy subject for those that own and love them, and I'm not sure why that is. I've owned plenty of 69 through 71 Torinos, a couple of Torino Cobras. Those cars are bigger. And I love those cars. And if someone mentioned to me about the size of it, just let it go. I'd own it. Yeah, it's a big car. It's got a big engine. It's fast. It looks great. And if that's how you feel about your 71 through 73 Mustang, awesome. Don't try to sidestep the issue if someone says it's a bigger car, because it is. But that doesn't take away from it at all. It's unique to the Mustang lineup. You should be proud of it. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. That helps get it shared with others. Also, consider subscribing. I have a lot of content like this on the channel. I have a playlist right over here. It's all Mustangs. So check that out. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Till next time, we'll see you.